Ranil Wickremesinghe has been sworn in as the new Prime Minister with a formidable task ahead to bring that country back from the brink. But now a look at China's role in this crisis that plunged Lanka's foreign reserves to a new low. Many in Sri Lanka believe the loans offered by Chinese investors that got them trapped in debt. NDTV's Sreeja reports.
Sri Lanka is in the grip of its worst economic crisis since independence from the British in 1948.
There will be some cash transfers.
After the governor of the central bank had revealed earlier this week that the country's economy was on the brink of collapse, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe was sworn in as the new Prime Minister. He's seen as a market reformist and is known for maintaining great relations with countries and multinational corporations, raising hopes for a bailout. But one cannot ignore China's role in this crisis that plunged Lanka's foreign reserves to a new low. Political analysts, researchers, professors at well-known universities say that this was largely because of the loans offered by the Chinese investors that got them trapped in a debt.
The way China approached Sri Lanka in the post-war scenario is also because of Sri Lanka's Sri Lanka's necessities. Actually, that is where China had certain space to do more in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka is geostrategically important because of its crucial sea links and maritime hubs. And the Rajpaksas use this to their advantage in a bid to make profits by deploying a power play between China and India.
Sri Lankan governments and the people in a way were happy with the way that Chinese aid came and Chinese loans were granted to Sri Lanka without conditions, etc. But the way I think the regime handled those loans and the way whether they certainly invest them, that's actually that's a question that people are raising right now. Where are those money actually?
This is the Colombo port city. This particular project was launched in the year 2014 by Mahinda Rajapaksa as well as Chinese President Xi Jinping. In fact, this project comes under the Belt and Road Initiative for nearly $1.4. The Rajapaksas clearly compromised India's internal security by allowing China to set a colony right here on the Indian Ocean. The Colombo port city is a work in progress by the China Harbour Engineering. There are cranes and infrastructural equipment erected. In 2016, this project was halted by Ranil Wickremesinghe when he was the Prime Minister. And it was revived after Gotabaya Rajapaksa became the president. After the port city Colombo, the second largest port in Sri Lanka is the $1 billion project called Hambantota Port, about 250 kilometers from Colombo. It is a major shipping route with more than 10,000 ships passing by. In 2017, Sri Lanka handed over 70% of the stake to China Merchant Ports and leased the port for 99 years after it couldn't repay its debts. After much rejection and negotiations, Sri Lanka formalized the West Container Terminal deal in the port city Colombo with India in 2021. There is also a recent agreement signed with the Adani Group to set up two large renewable energy projects at a cost of $500 million. These deals are testimony to the fact that India still has some hold in Sri Lanka. China's presence in Port City Colombo and Hambantota has raised security concerns for India, the neighboring country which has maintained multilateral relations with Sri Lanka. In fact, over the last 1 decade or so, we have seen the economic engagement by China with Sri Lanka only grow more stronger, also pushing this entire country of nearly 22 million people to deep economic distress. And what's more important also to note here is Mahinda Rajapaksa's governments, especially the ill-conceived government policies, including the fertilizer ban and also the dwindling tourists after Easter attacks and also due to COVID. In Colombo, with camera person Govind Murthy, Sreeja for NDTV.